So in this video, I'm going to be doing a quick first impression of Zara's Moonlight Whisper Intense. So short story on my history with Zara's Moonlight Whisper, the first one. If you do not know, that fragrance was created in collaboration with Jerome Epinay, and it is a dupe or a take or inspired by Kayali's Yum Pistachio, or rather, I will say, it's a dupe of Kayali's Yum Gelato Pistachio Yum Gelato. I don't remember how to say it anymore. It smells exactly like Kayer's Pistachio, which is a dupe of Kayali's Yum Pistachio Gelato. And I don't like Yum Pistachio Gelato. I have wanted to love that fragrance, since the beginning. Obviously, I want to like everything Kayali puts out. It's just this kind of pistachio that's like marzipan-y and like spicy and soapy on me. I don't like it. So this is Kayer's Pistachio, and you can see I have a dent in this as well. That's a significant dent, but I can't stand the way this smells on my skin. Wow. Well, the dupiness of this, the way that this dupes Kayali's Yum Pistachio, unbelievable. Incredible. I will say that this is one of my first fragrances purchased from Lattafa that I did not hate. I actually found it to be tolerable, a really, really good dupe of the Kayali fragrance. And right now, smelling it in the atomizer, it's nice, but I know when I spray it on my skin, it's gonna go soapy. I've been using this mostly as like an air spray, like a room spray kind of situation, because in the air, it's a really nice fragrance. It just doesn't do great things on my skin. And when I had purchased Moonlight Whisper from Zara for the first time, I had it for like a day. I smelled it. I was like, this is too much like Kayer Pistachio. When I smelled it in the store, I thought I smelled something that was a little different that I liked, but it turns out that I was wrong and I returned it like the next day. So I don't really have the greatest of expectations for Moonlight Whisper Intense. So why'd you purchase it, Zenzele? Why'd you buy it? There are slight differences in the notes for Moonlight Whisper and Moonlight Whisper Intense, which I'll go into in a minute. But it's also that really nice bottle that whole Jerome Epinay Zara line comes in, but it has a gold cap. So let me just show you what I'm talking about. So this is Zara's Eternal Devotion and the Moonlight Whisper fragrance, as well as some other fragrances in this line. They all come in these bottles, which I absolutely love them. And I think this was the reason I had mentioned when I did my review of this fragrance that I was so sorry to have to return Moonlight Whisper, because I'm just like, oh, I love that bottle so much. And so I was excited that I fell in love with Eternal Devotion, because I was just like, oh, I get to have this bottle in my collection. So the Moonlight Whisper Intense fragrance that I'm going to unbox in a moment is in this bottle, but with a gold cap. So that's part of the reason why I purchased it, okay? So for Moonlight Whisper, the front of the bottle shows 3 keynotes: pistachio, cardamom, and pink sugar. So for Moonlight Whisper Intense, the keynotes are pistachio, pink sugar, and whipped vanilla. Okay, so as I've said, I don't really have high expectations for this, being that I did not like Moonlight Whisper, the first one, but Moonlight Whisper Intense is here for some superficial reasons, and I'm dying to see what it smells like. So this is the box that it comes in. And this also retails online anyway. When I ordered it, it came up to about 50 bucks. I think it's a $39. Yeah, it's a $39.90 fragrance, $39.90. I don't have my glasses on, so it could be 96, but it's definitely about 40 something bucks if you buy it in store. Online, as I said, I got it for 50. So here it is, Moonlight Whisper Intense. Hopefully it's in focus. Yeah. It's kind of hard to see the writing on the front because it is clear. The juice is definitely more yellow than Eternal Devotion. Let me just do a side by side comparison. Actually, no, yeah, this is a little deeper. Like they're both kind of like a golden tinge, but I feel like this one is a little deeper than Eternal Devotion. Let me spray this into the box. Mm, 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 All right, all right, all right. Let's give it a try. Let's give it a chance. Kayer pistachio. That's what I get. It smells so much like Kayer pistachio. It's crazy. I think Kayer pistachio might be around the same price, maybe a little cheaper than Moonlight Whisper. This is definitely more almondy though. This is definitely more creamy almondy, which I remember reading in the notes for this as well. Mm. Yeah, the creamy almond in this is way more prominent. That I definitely did not get from the first Moonlight Whisper, but it's still. Mm, there's a pink sugar. The pink sugar in this I really like too. The sweet pink sugar is nice. It's still giving me that Kayer pistachio vibe though. And I just don't really want to have two fragrances in my collection that are too much alike. I am going to have to spray this on my skin to really get a sense of what this smells like. But so far, I am mildly intrigued. Mildly. Wow. There's something, this has a little bit. Whew. All right, the intense is real. The intense part of in Moonlight Whisper Intense is intense. It is quite intense, but it's more intensely almond than it is pistachio. And I usually love an almond, but oh my goodness, this is super intense. Like this is beast mode. This is bold. So if you like Moonlight Whisper, definitely get your nose on the intense version. You might like it. I have not liked any intense version of a fragrance that I have like the original of as yet. And I believe at this point it's only for me been Burberry Goddess. I did not like Burberry Goddess Intense, but no shade to the people who do love it. I'm actually thinking about giving that one a resniff. This, mm, I don't know. Nah, nah, nah. I think I might need to take this back. I'm gonna see how it develops throughout the day. I'm not gonna wash this off. It's clearly here to stay on my arm, but it's just not my vibe. And I feel like for those who this is your vibe, like you might like this if you liked the first one. If you like Kayali's Young Pistachio Gelato fragrance, you will probably love all of these versions. The first Moonlight Whisper Intense, Kayer Pistachio. Highly recommend these two to those of you who love the Kayali pistachio scent. And these are, definitely more affordable than the Kayali large bottle of that fragrance. So I would suggest trying these two out because this is a dead on dupe. These two, Moonlight Whisper Intense, I think are also really great dupes, but also starting to veer off a little bit in this sort of in iteration and interpretation of Kayali's fragrance. Like these from Zara stand out a little bit more. I think the Intense stands out the most of um, of of all of these in terms of kind of it's something different now in this that Kayali is not. The Moonlight Whisper, the first one, to me was closer to Kayer's Pistachio Gelato. This one seems to sort of like it's definitely got the DNA of Moonlight Whisper, obviously, but it's kind of veering off into a different direction because of the overwhelming dominance of that almond cream. And wow. And it still comes off a little bit soapy to me on my skin. And I do not like that. So I'm definitely going to be looking to return this just because I just don't have a place for it in my collection. However, if I end up keeping it, I will let you know. If anything changes on my skin, if it starts to develop differently, or I discover there's something about this that I really like in the dry down, I will let you know. But otherwise, I'm looking to return this to Zara. If not, sell it on my Mercari, but more likely than not, I'm gonna just take this straight back to Zara. So that is it for my first impression of Zara's Moonlight Whisper Intense. I think my predictions for how I was going to feel about this fragrance were correct. I kind of knew that it was a big risk for me to purchase the Zara fragrance blindly. I have never done that before, I don't think. I think I've only purchased Zara fragrances that I've already smelled in the store. So this was a big risk for me. I don't think that, like I don't hate the fragrance. I just, oh my God, I think it's gotten more intense. I think it's gotten more intense. It kind of, I don't want to really compare it to Shagafu Tonka, which is another fragrance with a very heavy almond note in it that I just don't dig at all. Because I like a creamy almond note. This is more spicy, soapy, marzipan-y, and I'm not into that. But for some reason, I can't explain why. I get why those who are into it are, because if that's the kind of thing that you like, it's in abundance in several of these fragrances. And I know that there's a market for it. I'm just not in that market. So that is basically it for me. Let me know in the comment section down below if you have heard of Zara's Moonlight Intense, if you are a fan of the Moonlight Whisper fragrance or any of the fragrances in Jerome Epinet's line. I think this is, I don't know if this, I'm sure this line has a name. I just don't know what it is. I just know that they all come in these bottles and there are several more of them. And the only one that I've liked so far is Eternal Devotion. As always, please remember to like, share, and subscribe to my channel if you enjoy content like this and you are not already subscribed. Don't forget to click on the notification bell so that you're notified each and every time I drop a video on my channel. I hope to see you in my next video soon. Bye.